Has anyone ever called you corny? Has everyone ever said that you're lame? Has everyone ever said that you're cringe for trying to be positive or trying to be inspirational? And that's something I wanted to talk about today. A few times people have called me cringe on videos that I've made, not necessarily about Japan topics, but just topics about chasing your dreams or mental health or, things like that, trying to, I guess, a little preachy. Some people have been like, oh, that's cringe, bro, that's corny. And it was always the same way for me growing up. I don't know, let's say person does thing that is not good for them or their health or is rude or, the person does shitty thing. I say, hey man, you shouldn't do that. I'm cringe. Everybody calls me cringe. Everybody calls me corny. Whether that be me talking about hey, you guys probably shouldn't drink so much, alcohol is really bad for you. Suddenly I'm cringe and corny. Or a big one is in the music scene, generally in music in general, but especially rap music and rock music. People have this, it's all about the attitude. And if you try to be positive or you try to portray a positive message through your songs, or you try to be inspirational or talk about anything like that, often people call you corny and they call you cringe. And I know somebody's already going to be like, well, that's not because you're inspirational or you're trying to be inspirational or you're trying to be positive. That's just because your lyrics are bad, which that could definitely be a thing. Bad lyrics are bad lyrics regardless of if they're trying to be uplifting or they're trying to be a flex or they're trying to be depressing or whatever. But definitely in the music scene, especially so the music scene I was mostly a part of was the pop punk music scene, pop punk rock. And lately, basically when I got into the music scene and after, the whole music scene, right before I got into it, was kind of all about being positive and wanting to hang out with your friends and, chasing your dreams and loving pizza and fun shit. And then once I got in the music scene, there was this huge shift from that to something the culture forced it to turn into really serious, all talking about being depressed, talking about killing yourself, talking about, I'm a sad boy, simping for girls, just simp shit. And I was like, man, you know what, I don't really, some of this is fine, but I don't really like this new style where everybody, is just being a simp and talking about how they're crying for their girlfriend that left them and busting nuts all over themselves and being a bitch, basically. I like that old shit. I like the era of music that was yo, we're having a badass time, we're partying in my homie's house, let's eat some fucking pizza, let's have a good time, I'm out here with my bros, we're chasing our dreams. That shit's inspiring to me. I like that. It's fun. It has a positive message. It's a good influence on, the kids that are listening to it, the impressionable kids that are listening to it, especially in the genre easycore. I know I'm getting super nerdy and niche right now, but I could talk about music for days. The genre, my favorite genre of all time is easycore. So easycore is so there's hardcore, which is really aggressive and, talking about beating people up and shit and screaming and shouting. And then there's easycore, which is it's lighter than that, but it has a fun message, but it also has some hardcore elements and some metal elements and breakdowns, but the general theme of the music is just being positive, chasing your dreams, keeping your head up, which, by the way, if you want to find super inspirational badass music that'll just get you pumped to chase your dreams and just keep on your path in life, listen to the band Set Your Goals. The Mutiny album is the most inspirational, one of my favorite albums of all time. Probably my favorite, lyrically, my favorite album of all time. It's just all inspirational shit. It's just I'm fucking grinding after my life. I'm chasing my dreams. Fuck what everybody says. Stand up to the people that are trying to bully you. We may be down, but we're not out type shit. My life, a constant work in progress, and I wouldn't have it any other day. And who are you to say what is real and what is fake? dude, badass lyrics. Set your goals, mutiny. But anyways, like a bunch of people think that shit's cringe. And if you try to be positive in the music scene, everybody like, this dude's a fucking clown. This dude's so corny, bro. And like, I don't really know much about rap, but from what I understand, there's this guy named Russ, and I don't know, I could be totally misreading this because I don't even know it. I don't think I've ever listened to his music, but someone told me that I've seen memes and people talking shit about him and saying that he's cringe and he's a dork and all this shit, and I was like asking my friend, like, why is that? Why is the whole internet filled with Russ memes? Like, this dude, like, everybody hates this guy. And my friend totally could have been capping, but he told me that it was because Russ, like, tries to be a positive influence in this scene that is all about, degenerate shit. And I totally get that because I was in the same boat before. And actually, like, I remember there was an instance where I was wearing a band shirt of, like, this band that I really liked that was like this, that was like that kind of music that I liked. And, people were telling me that's fucking cringe, and I was like, well, why is it cringe? Like, these guys that I was hanging out with at the time, and they were like, they couldn't explain it. They were just like, yeah, like, that band's fucking cringe. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's dumb how it's kind of inherently seen as cringe to be positive and to try to have a good outlook and try to preach and try to be a positive influence on people. Like, the amount of people that have said that I'm cringe for trying to put a positive message out into the world in a world full of hate and bullshit and shitty opinions and degeneracy. And why also, like, in the music scene, why is it that, like, all the shit that gets the most popular, well, not all of it, but a good amount of the shit that gets the most popular is literally just like the whole attitude is like, fuck you, I'm too hot for you, you don't have as much money as me, look at all my cars, like, you're a broke bitch, you're a broke ninja, like, all types of shit like that. Like, that's the whole attitude to have. And I feel like you meet a musician, like, they always want to have this attitude, like, like, I'm too cool for you, like, you're lucky if you get a follow back type shit. They always do whatever they can to max out their follower and following ratio, so, like, they're not following anyone, just so it looks like, I don't know, I guess that could be could be for a couple reasons. Maybe it's because they want it to look like, okay, they did it, just follow a whole bunch of people and then unfollow them or some shit, and, like, that's how they got their followers. But I definitely think there's, like, some element, at least for some people, of being like, oh, look at me, like, I don't give a fuck about anyone else, like, all these people are chasing after me. And I don't know, I think that's dumb. I think it's, like, that whole attitude and talking like your shit doesn't stink and, look how rich I am and bragging about dumb shit like that. I just think that's really dumb. And guys, trends, like I said in the other video, trends are often just trends because that's what somebody said to do and then people followed and that's what it was. So if you want the trend of being a badass and trying to better yourself and trying to better your life and trying to uplift yourself and others, if you want that to be a trend, if you want that to be in, you have to be the guy to make the change. You have to be the change that you want to see in the world, right? So I'm sticking to my guns, and I don't fucking care if people call me cringe for trying to put out positive content and for listening to music that has a positive message and not being susceptible to the degeneracy in the world. And if people are gonna call me cringe for that, then fuck them. And if they're gonna call you cringe for that, then fuck them. Guys, we don't need their support. We're gonna do this shit on our own time, and guess what? When this shit does get popular, because the badasses like you and I are pushing it and trying to spread a positive message in the world, and then it does become cool and it does become the in thing, all these motherfuckers are gonna be acting like they were on our train the whole time. And you know what? We ain't gonna say shit. We just gonna say, welcome aboard. Because that's what we're all about, man. We're all about positivity where I am. So, my name's yungjamez, guys. Fuck the haters. Fuck Gumby. Put a positive message out into the world, guys. Compliment somebody today. Could be a stranger on the street. Tell your homie or your family member or someone that you love them. Send them a message. If you're thinking about them, let them know. Because I'm sure that goes a long way in a lot of people's days. My name's yungjamez. Guys, hit me up on Instagram or some shit. Talk some shit. My information is in the description box below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys see me in Tokyo or some shit, I'm out here in Kabukicho now. Maybe you'll see me. Come out to Kabukicho sometime, say what's up. I don't bite. Unless you want me to. Anyways, peace out, guys. Take care.